Okay, so it's 4:27 on the 4th. Archie's right up in my face. Max, I don't know what the hell he's done. I think his ear bothers him or something, so he starts scratching it, and he's made a hole right next to his eye, so it's like puffed up and brown. I was trying to put aloe vera on it. Aloe vera is so fucking magical, I swear to God. But he won't let me near it. He won't let me put eardrops in his ear. He goes crazy. I might see about just drugging him and then have my mom help me and see if I can. But in both of their foods, I got colloidal silver and then yeast pills in his. I've been giving Stella yeast pills for a couple weeks. And turmeric, because she was having so much pain. And so I looked up some more natural things. And that one vet with the blonde shaggy hair, he said turmeric, and it's like a quarter teaspoon per 20 pounds. So it's like 2 teaspoons I gave her yesterday. But I had made her golden paste before, but I had it here and then I had left it out and it turned mildew, so I had to throw it out. So I'd have to make some more of that. But also ginger. So ginger decreases inflammation, and turmeric. And I had heard turmeric was a synthetic version of ginger, so I don't know. Because now there's a whole thing with the hydroxyapatite. I am so fucking tired of this. God, it's so fucking exhausting. I swear to God. I almost went to go finish this one and make a whole nother cup, but I was like, no, just finish this one. And today is to go to the groomer thing again. It's like I'm dreading it. I was like, and I don't think that we should do things that we dread. So if I go today and it's like, oh, that wasn't that bad, that was pretty fun, that's okay. Then, but if it's not, I'm just gonna tell her she's gonna have to find somebody who's more into grooming, because I know there's girls out there, and she lives out by Deer Park, and I know there's girls in this little small town that would want to go out there and learn how to groom, for sure. So, it's like, but I don't know. It's like I'm dreading it. And then I start thinking, because the dogs get so anxious, it's like, I don't want to get bit. I don't, I don't know. I don't even know what these dogs are going to be. I knew the last dogs because they came from upstairs. But these dogs that are going to do today, I don't know them at all. And I've got all these dates scheduled until I go on my trip. My trip seems like it's coming quicker. And my daughter is I've got to rush from my trip to go dog sit for her trip. And which I'm going to miss 2 days. But I'm paying my granddaughter to go and do those 2 days. And so then I'm going to get home in the evening, pack up my car, get the dogs ready, get all their food and stuff, and then I'm going to take off as soon as it's dawn. So I don't even know. It's going to be so hard to record, too, when I'm on my trip. And so I don't know. I just got to see what's going to go down. I may just take my phone outside because I get up so early anyways. I may just take my phone outside on the patio there and record while I'm there, because that would be the only place I would be by myself. Because even if we get a hotel, which the whole time we were looking for a hotel, it was like, so we'd go in and look at the reviews. It was like, oh my God, I almost stayed in any of these fucking places. And then I just saw a video of a girl in a hotel, and there's bed bugs everywhere. She's got bites all over her. But you go and read the reviews, there's dead bugs, there's dirty stuff. People find stuff left in the microwave, in the fridge, blood. There was one that had blood on the ceiling. It's like, when we know what goes on in a lot of hotels, and this is in Dallas, you know there's traffic problems there. I swear to God, this world is exhausting. It's motherfucking exhausting. I'm just like, God damn, I'm tired of it. I want things to change. I want things to flip so bad. I'm so tired of all of the evil, all the heinous, all the hate, all the division. It's just like, God dang, man. Hold on. I know something's bothering Max. Like I had said, oh, and I gave him glucosamine too. I gave Stella a shit ton of glucosamine too. Oh, just drank a bottle last night. Stella wouldn't stop whining. She wouldn't stop whining. And yesterday when we went for our walk, we had a whole fucking altercation out in the streets with these other two dogs, which is always my fucking worst nightmare. And they come busting right out of their fucking fence and start going after us. And the day before we were walking, this was weird, I thought. So when I walk up the road, it's like the house next door. I don't know. I think he has a little dog that's in all the time. I hear it sometimes bark, but it's not outside. And so then the next house, they had all the chickens. The chickens are all eaten. So, you know, there was a fox around, and I don't know if they didn't know there was a fox around, but their chickens were getting taken every day until there was none. And, but you've got to have, if you're going to do chickens, you have to have a place that they are closed up at night, that nothing can get to them, where they roost or whatever. I don't know all the terms, but they got to have a place to sleep that's safe. And they had a really cute chicken coop, but I think it had a way to get right in because they went in and out. And so I think there was no protection for them at night. They just sat in there, and then the fox just went in, grabbed one, and took off until there was none. So then the next house, it might be another house in between, but there's another one, and they've got their fence going down to, not quite to the street, because it's on the other side of the drain ditch thing. And they have two pit bulls, and one's black and white, and one's white with a black spot, and one's black with two white spots. So they're both black and white. But when you look at them, one looks mostly black and one mostly white. And normally we don't ever see them. So they sleep indoors, and then when the people get up, they go outside. But when we go and walk early, we never see them. So then the next house, I don't think there's anything there. And then the next house, they have their huge yard fenced in for their two dogs. And I think their dogs are out all the time. I don't know that their dog's going. And they're black and white. And they come out every day and you know, greet us with their barking and stuff. The ones across the street, where the guy had died, and now it's just the wife, which she doesn't want to have the dogs anymore. And it's a real Labrador and a Husky. And the Labrador is just 1 year old. And she did have a friend of theirs who was taking the dogs out on his farm, and he has some dogs, which my mom said he has a German Shepherd. She'd never seen one so big. Even the vet wanted to breed their German Shepherd because they'd never seen anything like it. My mom said the German Shepherd's bigger than Stella. She said it's huge, and they don't know. I mean, they didn't go buy normally big; it just grew huge, I guess. So anyways, they have this huge German Shepherd that's only a couple years old, and then they had a couple other dogs or whatever. So they took the dogs for like a day, and then that Labrador attacked the German Shepherd. And so they had to go back home. And then there's the trail. So then you reach the little foresty part, and then we go up the trail, and we go up this back way, and then you can get to this road, and you can cross that road and go up this other road. And then if you go down that road very far, because it starts leading up higher on the hill, then there starts being more houses. But we just go up a ways and then turn around and come back. And that's where I'd seen all the cigarette butts and beer cans and stuff. Or I think it's energy drink, those alcohol drinks that are cheap and blast you, which there's, you know, people dying from the energy drinks now. So you shouldn't be drinking the energy drinks. If you drink the energy drinks, you need to get off that shit. It's really bad for you. And the guy this girl and this guy, they drink them all the time. They're friends. They worked at the same place. They were constantly chugging them and talking about all these plans that they had for what they were going to do, you know, about work or something, like they were going to start something different. And the guy was only 35, and she said that he just died. And so anyways, but the other morning we left, and I think it was the morning where I said it seemed like the sun was an hour ahead of schedule which last night the moon was weird as fuck. So the sun was like an hour ahead of schedule. So it was like, fuck, what the fuck, man? And so got up and went for a walk. And and the two black and white dogs come running out to us. And we come running to the fence, almost gave me a heart attack, and started barking at us. And I was like, I was weird. And so then we get up to the next one, and that's black and white dogs. They come running out and they start barking, but that was normal. Then we go up, walk through the trail, we get up, we cross the road, and I start to go up the road, and I see a black and a white dog up there loose. I don't see any person, I just see these two dogs. I'm like, fuck. So I'm grabbing my dogs, hurry, let's go, let's go. Go and turn them around, you know, and they're like, what? And turning around, I'm trying to rush them because I don't know, you know, these are dump dogs. And a lot of dump dogs, I think, are mistreated because there's been dump dogs in certain areas that have made gangs. They've made a pack now, and they have been attacking people. So it's like, fuck, dude. It's always my nightmare of the dogs coming. And I've had dogs run out. Here, there's another guy who has his gate wide open. His dog comes tearing out after us. I don't even like to walk that way. But if we go early in the morning, I think that dog's still in the house. But that dog I call Devil Dog because it's always like, it bares its teeth and it growls and stuff. It's real old and stuff, but it goes after us. And Archie fucking thinks he is a badass. He is so up in his fucking head, like he has got big man syndrome. He's a little dog who thinks he's fucking huge. And he is ready to take on anybody. He's ready for a fight. He's a little mod. He's a crazy little character. And so then so I see those dogs and they're black and white. So first we have these black and white ones, then I see these black and white ones. So we turn around and I'm trying to rush him, go back down the trail. I keep looking back, thinking, are these dogs on our trail? Are they on our tail? And so we get up to where the street is, and all of a sudden this black Mustang is barreling towards me. This is a dead end. This is a circle. This is a dead end. There's only a few houses. I've never seen this black Mustang. And it is coming fast as fuck. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? And so I step back into the grass with the dogs, and I'm just standing there like, did you hear that? What the fuck, man? I'm about to fucking have a heart attack, I swear to God. You tell yourself that enough, you will. I'm not going to have a heart attack. My heart just jumps when I hear this stuff. I'm going to have a jump heart. I'm going to have what is that called? The Mexican dancing beans and jumping beans or something. I used to think those were so cool when I was a kid. But anyways, some fucking shit. The fuck, man. Fuck, I feel like I'm wound too tight. So, so this black car is barreling towards us, and in this Mustang, so it has this real like ominous appearance going towards us, and then it turns real quick to turn the circle, and right behind it is a silver one, and it was a different car, like a little silver Honda or something, going right behind it. So they both turn and go the other way. I was like, that is so fucking weird. It was black and white, and then this black, because it looked black and white even though it was silver, but it was like, I don't know, it was weird. It was like a synchronicity of some type. I was like, what is it? Is it trying to keep me like in a parameter? Like, what in the hell? That was so fucking weird. And so anyways, that was that day. And when we got home, then yesterday we go do our whole walk. I didn't see any, those dogs didn't come out, those other dogs weren't out. And we just go do our walk, and then we come back, and it still is super sore anyways. I don't know, she's just really having soreness with her arthritis. And so we get just right almost home, and those dogs come running down to the fence and start barking, which was, you know, typical. And the lab and the husky. And then right as we're passing, the fucking lab busts through. There's an opening in the fence. It just comes, it looks like fucking magic, just comes out through this part. and which my mom said they've been looking and looking for the hole. So I told him where it was. And so he comes out charging, and I already know that he attacked that giant German Shepherd. So I'm like, what the fuck? So he's out there. Stella goes charging across the street. And so right here, the Husky comes charging out the hole. So they've got these two and my three. And Max is in the middle. He's anxious as fuck. That poor guy. He's just like, get me out of it. But you got Stella. I'm ready to fight. And it's crazy because Stella won't fight, but she will do everything she can to protect me. And she sees these dogs as a threat. She's going to guard between them. And she's going to bark, 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 bark. Even though I've seen her be attacked and she doesn't do anything. She doesn't fight back. She just takes the fucking beating. And it's horrible to watch. She cries and stuff every time she gets bit. It's fucked. It's so fucked. And I don't want to experience it again, that's for sure. And my mom said, oh, well, you need to just carry trees. And that'll stop some crazed dog from coming. Just throw him a tree. I think I need to carry bear spray. I need to start picking up a fucking big log. Start walking with that. Log, get away. So we're out in the street, and Archie goes fucking crazy. He's ready. Let's fucking go. So the dogs are all like, this close to each other. These ones are over here barking. These ones are here barking. Poor Max is just in the middle of Archie and Stella, which I know Stella won't fight, but I don't know about Archie. I think if shit went down, Archie tears you up. Like, he will fucking go crazy. And, that's why I always think, like, if somebody broke into my house, Stella would have him in a corner, but Archie'd be chewing them fucking face off. He'd be taking bites out of them. He'd be like, fuck around. And so, anyways, that whole thing went on. I was hollering and hollering, no, go back in. And I'm pulling my dogs with all my strength. That's like 200, let's see how much. Maybe almost 250 pounds. I'm pulling, pulling back with mine. Which also, when we first went, Stella started pulling down into the ditch. She'll just wander and go right up in someone's yard. So I yanked back, and she fell. And I was like, fuck. She's just getting so much weaker as she is. I just want these motherfucking med beds, man. It's like, god damn, we've gotten this fucking far. Come on, man. I'm so frustrated. And so anyways, there's nobody came out to help or anything. I mean, if there was a fucking battle royale out there, it was just all threatening, but now it's like, fuck, dude. God dang, man. I don't even think I'm gonna walk that way this morning. I'm fucking mentally exhausted. I'm so fucking exhausted. And I'm tired. I'm tired of sleeping on the ground. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of this whole fucking thing. I'm so ready for change. And but you can't force change. That's the thing. You can't force it. It opens. Things change when they're supposed to change, and that's when you got to learn how to go with the flow. And I can put it out there and put it out there. I can tell the universe every fucking day, hey, dude, I'm ready. But they know the bigger story. They know, I can't make that change unless it's the time of change, and then it changes by itself. I don't have to do shit. It's just is like, fuck. God dang. So, then I made Stella's way worse. Like all day long, she was just crying. I've almost went through a whole bottle of CBD in one day, and so then we're in here. I took a nap at some point because we did our regular routine. This seems like I did. It was like I do my regular routine in the morning, and then I take my siesta, and then I get up and do my evening routine, and so I did all that stuff. And I took a nap, and I felt like, I feel so much better. And then, my naps are so crazy. It's just, I'm just leave and go somewhere. And I'm just somewhere else. And I'm doing all this other stuff. And then all of a sudden, I just wake up. Unless something wakes me up. And that's always the worst, man. And then, and it's hard, too, to go and lay down and relax when you know you're about to be woke up. You know you're about to be woke up. And so you're on edge. And So then Stella was just whining. And I had done everything I could. I was like, I don't know what else you want me to do. I even gave her melatonin, 10 milligram melatonin. And she was still up whining. And I was like, shit, I don't know what else I can do, Stella. And she gets frustrated with me. And then she goes over and she goes and gets in the tent. And then, so then I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to get ready to go to bed. And so it was like 7. And which is normal time when we go to bed anyway. So I was like, okay, just go in and lay down with her and go to bed. And so it was insanity. Every few minutes, Archie and Max would jump up. Archie, he hears something, and he would go bust out. He goes through the screen thing, run outside and start barking. So this was going on for hours. I'd come in, everything would get relaxed. I would start to doze off, and I'd be like, oh no, so they're just gonna wake me up. They're gonna wake me up. So I'm sitting there, and it was weird too, because it was like this weird energy. It was like could feel the thoughts of the world or something. And so my mind just going and going and going. I was like, shut up. I'm trying to put up these, I'm doing these things like I'm imagining a force field around me. I'm creating a force field and all this stuff. And so I even been doing that with the flies. These flies are mental. I don't know what the fuck. Kill the bees and keep these flies, and they're all like lab created flies or something. They're fucking mental. And so I try and put a force field up around them too, one that zaps them, so that they keep the fuck off of me in the daytime when I'm outside. And then even inside, one followed me and he wouldn't leave me alone last night. And I just go, like, I'll fucking kill you, motherfucker. And I will. Like, fuck you. It's a battle. Like, I'll fucking kill you. And when I was outside yesterday, I was taking my shoe and I was slap him. And they are always, they think it's a game or something. It's like, fuck off, you bitches. So then there was, the thing came running in again. And then it was utter chaos. I guess, in which I'm sure it's got to be the cat. And I told my mom, and she said, yeah, I think it's the cat, because cats up here keep pesting. Like, there's Jesse won't leave him alone, and then everywhere he goes, there's a cat that harasses him. And it's so funny here, because when I was just in the bathroom, there's a cat named Willow. Willow just lives in the bathroom. She doesn't come out of the bathroom. She just lives in the bathroom. That's her domain. And Susan decided she was going to go and live in the bathroom with Willow. And Willow is always giving her the snarly look. It's so funny. She's always looking at her with this, she's always pissed off at her. And Susan just cracks me up. I love that cat. She's awake, scratching hers. I just cleaned her ears too. Oh yeah, I also gave them oregano oil this morning too. I was trying to cover all the bases, everything. It's like colloidal silver, turmeric, glucosamine, oregano oil. I'm just like, fuck, I'm trying everything. And so I turned on the lights. They're going crazy. Stella's up at this point. She's trying to going through these things. It's like, dude, you're going to get stuck. Get the fuck out of there. And they're all going crazy. And so I'm sure the cat is in here somewhere hiding. So I think today I'm going to make some better hiding places, because if it's going to keep coming in here, I make it a place where it can run and go in and get in its place, because it doesn't start howling or growling or hissing or anything like that when they're looking. It just goes and quietly stays somewhere. So anyways, but the dogs go crazy. They want to find it and they go crazy. So that was around 10. And at that point, I'm just like, this is fucked, man. This is so fucked. I got to get up and go and do this. And the last time I went to do the grooming, I had the most pounding headache the whole time. I was super exhausted. My head was pounding. Oh, it was so fucked. So, so then I was like, fuck, man, I don't want to go and have a fucking pounding headache again. So, anyways, but I don't know when we went to sleep. But then got up at 3 something. And then my head's not hurting, so So I just gotta go get this done. I don't think life is meant to be like work and chores like that. We're meant to like take care of ourselves and, whistle while you work. But we're not, I don't believe we're meant to do things that are not in alignment with us. Like go do, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It feels like it's one of those things where I just gotta make a boundary, make a like, well, this isn't really my thing. Appreciate the offer, but just like this isn't my jam. Which I may do it over text because that's a little easier. So, anyways, but I'll see what today goes like. And she could be thinking the same thing, like, well, you're not exactly the, what I need here because I'm way too, um, like I do everything, oh, like real careful, and that's not how it's done. They just zip through, and it's just like zip, 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 and I'm like, oh, because I don't know, I feel too much for the dog's anxiety, and but anyways, finally got to sleep. I went to wherever I went, some other world. Now I'm up, and now we'll see what this day brings. Now to go out and do a walk. I think I'm gonna try and go the other direction and see what happens. But it's just crazy. It's like my whole environment, I feel like, is pushing me away. But it's like, where's I'm supposed to go? I feel like I'm getting pushed up against a wall at this point. Like those rooms that close in on you. That's what it feels like at this point, where something's got to open. I'm gonna get to the point where I'm like, oh, I have no room, and then it's gonna like something will open or something. Like, I don't know. It's just as I know people look at it as like the world or God's out to get you or something, but they're like these tests, and we put them on ourselves. It's like I question my own soul's mentality. Like, what the fuck? Where do you come up with this shit? Like, how much do you think you can do? Because this isn't fun. It's like, give me a fucking break, dude. And oh, I just saw this video too with this guy, and he was talking about, he didn't call it manifestation, but he said the same thing as what I say, what real manifestation is. And I can't remember what he referred to it. He was just like, God puts an image into your mind, which God to me is your higher self. Your God is your advanced self, unless you take a knee to somebody else's God. But because the main creator spirit, the Holy Spirit of all things, is all things together create the spirit of all. And so that would be your concept of an all-consuming God. But that is everybody together. It's not just one singular person. You are the only singular person who is over you, like what you assume. So it's like a fractured concept of what God is, and it's misleading, which, oh, there's a whole thing about that too, I'll say. Because I saw the one guy talking about the Romans and how they, when it killed him, then they took a story and switched it and made it into something else. And everything is about control, which is so crazy because I knew that as a kid. I try and say that, and I kept having an image of, I don't know, like the Middle Ages or the Dark Ages or something during the plague. And at this point, I think that they created the plague to control the people or kill the people or something. Like they weren't being able to be controlled. And so they created the sickness to kill them. But anyways, there was a thing of control, and I could see it in religion when I was young. And but that's like what was always coming into my mind about that plague. And so the okay, so that guy, he was saying that God will put an image into your head, and then you have to like battle your ego to go towards the image, because your ego will keep trying to pull you back to your safe place, which is everything that you know, and you have to bust free from everything you know to go in the direction that you are shown. And that's the challenge, that's the path, that's the walk into yourself. And that is the true manifesting, and it is seeing something and going towards it even though everybody else thinks you're kooky. And that happened to me. And so I started being shown something and directed, and it was weird because once I was shown, then I started realizing how many times it was dropped throughout my life, how many times it was like different things were said to me throughout that was always leading to this manifestation. So then I start going towards what it is that they're saying, and it's a blind, dark path. It's not well lit, and the light comes from inside. It's you learning how to maneuver and trust yourself, and listen to the powers that be, listen to the higher mind to give you direction. And so it's a challenge, but that is when you're manifesting into your best life. These people who sit there just time jump and stuff like that into it, like, I don't understand their path or whatever they're doing, but I do understand this one because I've been doing it, and I've talked about it. And so I heard this guy talk about it, and he said the exact same thing as me. And he said, I don't just come up with something. I can't just picture anything. If you see it in your head, it's meant for you. But that's the challenge, is to get there. And because you have to go against everything you know. And his story was, he was a trailer park kid raised by a single mom on poverty, and he had nothing. And he knew that he was destined for something else because he could see it. And so he had to go towards it. Well, that ruffled a lot of feathers in his family, and so he had to break free from their chains to hold him back, which all of the different players have these. They're there to play those parts. They're there to, give you these parameters or something for you to push up against to go on your own journey. And so, and he said that, so that made him the black sheep, and people thought, you think you're better than us and stuff like that. But he found himself now, and even his teacher, he said, told him, you'll never amount to anything. And he said, here I am out of the country, staying at one of the best hotels there is, and I know this is just the start and stuff. So but that's the thing. You got to fight against everything and everyone, and know in your heart that you're meant for more. And everybody is in some way or another. There's something that you are here to work on or go towards, your path to your best self. And everybody's path is different. But I know once I started seeing my path open, and you start seeing, because I told people in the beginning, and that they thought I was kooky, they thought I was crazy. And I was like, but that's what I'm being told. But it's a battle. It's a battle. And mine's been going for a long time. And so it's a battle to get. And that's where you live by intention. That's where you're manifesting your best life. It's not like quick. Like these people who sit there and say, oh, snap your fingers, just envision it and do nothing. It's like, no, that's not what it's about. It's like you have to keep going and going and going towards it. And it's challenging. Just like on here, I go and do this, and then I'm censored. They hold my videos back, all this stuff, and it's very frustrating. Sometimes you just want to give up and just be like, fuck it, man. But that's where you got to fight against all of the things, all of the obstacles, and that's the journey to your best version of yourself is, the obstacles, jumping over them, figuring it out, coming into peace with yourself, knowing the truth. So it's a whole thing. Anyways, this other thing about the Bible thing. So I saw that one guy, and he was talking about like this old history of where the teachings come from, and the people who killed Jesus and took the teachings and twisted them around, and everything was about control and stuff. And so they created, I don't know if it was the first Bible or something, like the Old Testament. And then with the New Testament, the King James Version, which, just having the name King right there is, about control and having your whatever they call it, their people, their, I can't think of it. There's a word for the people of the king. And so they're destined, they're villagers, whatever. And but the King James, so not only was he a devil worshiper who was really into the cult, he was a wife beater, he was Oh, he was a incest, uh, same-sex incest guy with his cousin. He was, uh, I think he planned and executed his own mom to become king or something. So he was evil. He was, I can't even remember all the stuff. If somebody wants the video talking about that, I can share it. I can also find the other one where the other guy was talking about the Romans and what happened in whatever between the years. I don't even remember all the stuff. But and all this stuff with the King James guy. And this is, who people are trusting with this Bible thing. And he was pure evil. And his version is what, all of our society lives by, which is a weird thing right now with all these politicians. I don't even know all the weird stuff with the real. And we got the strip, the real, and all the drama. And it has got, okay, I get that part of like the Christians being the beard for the blues, and that they were, it's like the in the blues are the beard for the Z's, the Zionist. So those are the it seems kind of like the Z's and the Gnostics. So back a long while ago, it seems like there was the the no the I don't I've seen these words like get tagged. So GNOSTICS. They were spiritual. They had a different way of thinking. Then the Z's, they seem like they are the some other tribe from some other place of dark energy, and they seem kind of like what you think of the Dracos being, that they just go and take places over. And so the Z's are very, because I don't think the GNs, that they were a little more passive. And that's why I said this what we're going into is this battle that is from the beginning. So it seems like there was two energies in the start, that there was the GNs and there was the Zs. And the GNs were mind your business, love the world, love, be right with your spirit and stuff. And the Zs were about control and stuff like that. And so this battle that I think has been since the beginning of the dark versus the light. And the dark has very much slithered through society through misinformation and indoctrination and stuff. And but the Z's began to hide behind the blues. Then the blues, they had to be protected by the Christians. So the Christians are the they're the, in the chess game, the pawns, that protect the king. So it's like the Christians were put out as the front line to protect the kings, and or the Z's, and the pawns, which is funny because they are like the pawns, they are the throw away, like they don't give a shit. They're just there to create a wall, and the Christians will die on the sword. They will do whatever to protect the blues. And so it's like there's this whole weird tangle. Like it's so weird, and it goes so much deeper. Like that's why I said, these souls that are caught in this, they're in an entanglement. They're in a soul energy entanglement. And so when they're not seeing, it's because they're not supposed to see, because they have their own lessons to learn. So you can try and get them, well, what about King John? What about this? What about that? It just is woo, woo, woo. And so it's pointless. They're going to see what they're supposed to see. We're not here to get people to see what we see. It is everybody has their own thing to see when they see it. And so so anyways, but there's a lot of weird stuff going, and people are very divided because they believe the side of the Jinn is on the strip, and that the blues are wiping out the Palestine, and they think they are doing this stuff, but it's the, the instigators, the TERRORISTs. So the instigators are the ones who are really, which I guess Donald keeps trying to say, the ISIS is our big problem, the HAMAS is our big problem. But the people keep thinking it's these people and it's these people, because the divide always goes down to the people instead of seeing, with these organizations, which to me would be like the Dracos or whatever, the battling ones, the ones that want control over us and that will kill us in order to get it. And so whatever is going on over there, and our governments are created to protect disease, because even if they go into it thinking that they're going in to be good for American citizens, they get, if they have morals, they will drug them, they'll do something, they'll steal their family, they'll do something to get control. They cannot have people in power that aren't controlled, so they've got to control them. And that's the problem with Donald, is why they get so pissed, because he can't be controlled by them, even though they're just bashing him, this one lady girl or whatever, who keeps saying that he RAP'd her, and it's this whole fucking thing, and selling court documents and stuff. Well, I remember Stormy did the same fucking thing, so I don't know. I don't think that he would say, hey, I'm going to go after these people, and then when he would be exposed, that is like, that doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't you just go to the parties? So that just doesn't click with me. And so I think he's going against them, and they'll say anything and do anything to try and make him out to be the bad guy, and all these people will believe it, and they want the people to be the ones to take them down. And I think that they've done this over time throughout history. And so right now, though, we have our government. I just saw Mike Johnson or something. They're over there at the Wailing Wall or something and praying or something, and they're in the real, and it's so magical or whatever. It's like, I don't know, because there's a whole weird thing. Oh, yeah. And also, the person who wrote the, there's a whole thing about the guy who wrote about the rapture. And all that stuff was added. That wasn't in the original thing, so all that stuff was added. So it was somebody who added that in. And the picture of him, he looks like a fucking vampire or something. He looks creepy as fuck. He is also just as rotten as King James. I can't remember all the stuff on his history, but he's also an occultist and whole thing. So you can, I can find those videos though and share them if anybody wants to see them. Maybe I'll find them anyways and just put them on this one anyways. It explains that the one, the burp of the water, confirmation, the one on the history with the Romans, the one on the King James, and the one on the guy who wrote the rapture thing. So I'll see if I can find all those. Which all of our history is so fucking fake. Like, people arguing and stuff over slavery and stuff, because that is all right back on the table, because blue jeans are made from cotton, which is a land, it just goes and goes and goes, which I think that I don't know, there's always been enslavement. There's always been one group enslaving another group. And I mean, there was a certain time that they didn't even just keep them as workers, they just ate them. Tribes would just like, well, we're just going to kill them and eat them. We're going to take all their power and we're going to consume it. So this battle has gone multiple times throughout history of enslaving the people you conquer and making them your bitch. And so, but I think that they wrote a story on slavery to create a group of people to be angry and feel compromised, to feel like, they haven't had a fair shake and stuff, and then, isolate them, put them in ghettos and don't let them get out of them, keep them in there locked down, and then make it so hard for them to ever get anywhere outside of there. Then that creates this hostility. But they've made up so much shit. It's hard to think like that any of that stuff is real. I mean, when they made up Martin Luther King's history, they made up fucking Harriet Tubman, they made up fucking Mother Teresa's history. Like, you know, they take these people who are bad, like, just like in 20 years, you know, when those of us who had seen anything about George Floyd, then they got statues up, then all of a sudden, you know, oh, he was such a great guy, and this happened to him. They just create a story, but their stories are ending, so it's not going to continue because we can talk about it, we can see what the fuck they're doing. But it's just making up one fucking thing after another. And it all is to keep us under control and keep us fighting with each other. Because when we unite, when we come together and we quit fighting, then we recognize them as the enemy, and that's their worst nightmare. So they have to keep us fighting each other, and it's apparently easy as fuck. Easy as fuck. And, but Harriet Tubman, she's totally made up. Martin Luther King, he was not a good guy. Mother Teresa was not a good person. And so it's, I'm telling, I just think there's so much that are made up. And plus, every time, whenever I look at, like, you know, about plantations and stuff, they may have worked the people too hard, but they work people too hard all the time, everywhere. But I think that they did give them housing and stuff like that, and they did give them food and stuff like that. But it was for minimal, like, we're slaves, and they are taking over all the housing and stuff now. And another thing that the Rock That's Black is buying up, not just all of the housing to have control over that, but now they're buying all the utilities. So they would just jack that up. Like, we would be, no way can we survive. And then there's actual people doing that. There's actual people that are, you know, they're getting started on fire and stuff. Like, bad things are happening to these people. But, which somebody also did a video talking about all the CEOs that have died this year. And there's a lot of them had even retired. And they're all dying this year. That's, that has to do with this, which they could be, you know, dying by the squad, because of the crimes that have been committed, because this isn't right, what they're doing. And so, but the Rock is Black is so bad that it is a part of the awakening. It's part of us to see the truth, and it's going to just splinter out from there. So the stuff that's all being exposed is so we can see, and then as people can see, they get so angry, but that's what creates the change. So anyways, I think that, you know, I think we're in the midst of change. We're in the change. It's just as fucking ordeal. But there were some other things that were coming into my mind when I was saying that. So my stomach's growling. So Donald, which I made donuts yesterday. I didn't make cinnamon rolls. In the deep fat fryer thing, I made donuts with cinnamon on them. So I have 2 of those I'm gonna eat this morning. That let me think. So I'm gonna have another cup of tea, eat my little cinnamon donuts, go out and do my walks. Not treachery. You never know what's coming at you. God, I'm just, this world is so intense. The okay, so let me think. So we got all of that stuff going on, all the fucking lies about everything, the people dividing, and there could have been, you know, some bad plantation owners that really did, you know, go out and beat people if they tried to get the other guys, you know, like the same kind of thing, like with the unions and stuff. Like, what they do with that guy, what's his name? There's always been this thing of, where is he? Where's his body? Because there's always been the battle between the people who stand up and go against the system. So if there was, you know, somebody who was a worker on a plantation, and they were like, you know, we should have more than this. Look at how they're living, and we're out here living in these old shacks. We got to get up and work from dawn to dusk. It's like, it's not fair. All we get is food and a place to live. That's not fair, you know. And then, you know, tries to rally other ones. And there could have been ones that went in and beat them. I think there was other ones that said, get the fuck out then. Go. No, who gives a fuck? These ones are happy, then fuck off. So, and some people were happy just to have a place to live, and they didn't mind going and working and stuff. So, I mean, it's all different things playing out. It's not just one thing. That they're always trying to tell us a story. It's just like this one thing. And I don't believe that at all. I believe that as a lot of things. But the more that the lies come in, the more, and the more they push that agenda of slavery, the more I'm like, oh no, I don't know. I think it was just a way to get these people to be hung up on the past and feel sorry for themselves, feel like they never can get ahead. It's just like that. It's a part of your story that you write if you let them write it for you. And the one Chat GPT thing that's saying about the if you don't want to age and stuff, it has so much to do with the way you think and the stories you tell yourself and what you believe. And when you look in the mirror, what you tell yourself. When you get up and you're trying to do things, what do you tell yourself? It's programming. Everything is programming. And so you got to break through the programs. You can't just get hung up on a story and be like, well, if we weren't there, we don't know. That's all there is to it. We don't know the truth behind any of this stuff because everything here is so full of lies. And it's all this deceiving information in order to control us. And when you go even further back from, our slavery story, and you go further back into like Europe and stuff like that, there was always these ones who owned all the land. I've seen this in some old movies. There's this one with Vincent Price, and he's the bad guy. And so they would have the land, which how could anybody own the fucking earth? That's what always gets me. And we just like, okay. So the farmers would be out there working his land, and then they would have to pay taxes to him, which the taxes would be all the money that they would be making. So they'd be out there growing wheat, potatoes, corn, whatever it is. So they'd be growing this stuff. They'd take it down to the place to sell it. They'd get their coins, and they come back, and then the tax collector would come around, just like the CARTEL, just like the MAFIA, all of these ones that are like, well, we're going to charge you to protect you from us. And so the tax collectors were the people who had their land. You're on my land, and you're going to pay me to work this land. So it was always an enslavement. It was always you couldn't get ahead. You were always being fucked over by the people who had the money. And that's in Scrooge too. That's what that's about, even. And the people who end up having to be out there, but the rich people who are in there deciding, and all of the people who, and then they even made a debtor's prison. And so if you didn't pay your taxes and stuff, if you weren't paid, then you would have nothing, and you would had nowhere to go. You would be starving. If you tried to steal any food, they'd put you in prison for that, chop off your hands or something. It has always been very violent and stuff towards us, and keeping us in a compromised position. And so that is just a repetitive thing through history. So it's not just like America was built on slavery. It's like we've always been fighting against the people who are in control. No matter what color, where you're from, every single group of people have always had some kind of enslavement brought upon them. And we're under an enslavement right now, even if people don't want to recognize it, because they think, well, I've got TV, I got to buy a car and stuff. They control our movements. Right now, they have the streets all so torn up and stuff. It's so aggravating. And then people are like, well, they got to do the streets. Oh, well, they got to put in a sidewalk. Oh, they got to do this. They got to do that. Oh, so we all voted on this. We all said, hey, yeah, take our tax money and do this. No, it's all fucking bullshit and nonsense. And that Pratt guy, he's got all this stuff exposing Newsom over in California over the fires, because there was all this money that was being given to the Palisade one, and it was, I don't know, millions of dollars or something. And they always have these foundations where this money is going, and donate to these foundations. And then, but then Newsom is the one who took it and spent it, and the money didn't go to any of the people. And that Pratt guy, he's off of a reality show. His house was one of the ones, and he's on it, boy. He's on it. He's fucking exposing all sorts of shit. And so he's taken Newsom down. I don't know how far, because everything is going to be these things taking down people. There's going to be all sorts of, heroes popping up here and heroes popping up there, that whistleblower this, whistleblower that are changing the storyline, showing us the truth. But you have to be willing to see the truth, and you have to break down through programming in order to see what's being said. And so I'm always like, you got to keep breaking your programming throughout all this stuff, because everything is fucking lies. Everything is bullshit. But one of the things too, so on this fucking hydroxyapatite shit. So this toothpaste that I have, and then when I read it, it does say nano hydroxyapatite thing. And so this one doesn't. This one says every ingredient. Like, I can't read them over, it's too dark. But this one, what is it? The Uncle Harry's toothpaste stuff. It is all natural stuff, and it has bentonite clay, essential oils, but it's hot as shit, and it's super hot. And but this one I'm going to start using all the time because it's all natural. This one, so they put a synthetic hydroxyapatite, and apparently that doesn't break down, and it attacks your pineal gland. So you got something that's calcifying it and something else that's turning it into dust. So it's so aggravating, and all their synthetic stuff. So I don't know for sure, but that's a whole fucking thing right now of all these people talking about the hydroxyapatite now, is that there's some of it's not good for you. So I was looking at my things, and so, but I'm getting that other probiotic toothpaste Friday when I get paid. I'm going to order that other one, but I'm going to start using this one. So it's like, maybe that's why this is taking so long to grow, is because this isn't natural minerals. This is a synthetic version. And this one also, my mom had a flyer come from some dentist, how they'll send out those flyers and stuff, and they were pushing this toothpaste. So that's always a sign too. The corporation gets them to be the figureheads that tell us, and then it's always this, well, you got this good one, but here, let's push this synthetic one. So I don't know, but buyer beware on all this shit, man. It's all fucking out to get you, everything. But anyways, there seemed like that there was some more stuff that I was gonna talk about. That I don't know if because there was this other weird thing that is has all these people talking. So it was a little video of a little boy. He's like, I don't know, 2 years old, and he's at next to a little mini airplane, and he's on his little bike and he's riding around it, and the mom doesn't show herself or anything. She just rides on there. Imagine growing up, having your own plane and your dad taking you wherever you want to go and stuff like that. Like, this magical life this kid has. And he's on his little bike going around. And so then this is what got people. Was all the people saw that video and they're like, oh, that's so cute. And you can see the plane. And you can see the numbers on the plane and stuff. So you can see the plane exactly. And then you go down like 5 videos. So the people are like that. Oh, that's so cute. And then all of a sudden you go down like 5 videos and the plane crashed. And it crashed in a neighborhood. It's just tore up. All the people were dead. It was a mom, a dad, and a little kid. And people are all tore up about it and freaking out. Like, how in the world did I see this video? And then this happens like right the next day. So she put that video on. The next day they all got killed in the plane. And then it got vicious because in her videos somewhere, so when people go and look her up or whatever, she's wearing a MAGA hat. And so then there's all these people in the comments saying, oh, well, they deserved it. They deserved it either. The evilness out there right now, I can't even get over it. I mean, these people, like all these people who talk about, there's another one. I've seen several. Oh, Donald's dying this month. Donald's going to die. Oh, and then you go in the comments. Oh, everybody's so excited. They've got their fucking champagne. It can't come fast enough. I'm ready for this and all that stuff. It's like, what in the evil? Like, this is the part of people that they don't see. This is the inside of them that they don't see yet. And that's what, to me, where the twist comes in. So then you see this evil side of yourself. It seems like it's going to be, he's going to do something really good that's going to make people really happy. And it probably has to do with this money thing. But and then they'll see, they'll have to see the truth, because all this truth stuff is coming out. They don't pay any attention. They don't pay any attention what's going on with Hillary or Barack or any of this stuff, which those people are already gone. Like, this is all a fucking show. Joe is already gone, and got him on the stage saying all this shit. And now he's got stage 4 bone cancer or something. So, but they're all really gone. But their stories continue to play out so that the story can be shown, so that people can see the truth. But these people are so, oh my God, so hateful. So when the comments on the plane, when they're saying all this hateful shit, then the brother of the girl comes on and says, will you guys please stop doing this? And, but one thing I see when a family dies together, it seems so tragic. And I know people get all caught up in how tragic it is. But, I don't look at death the same way as other people. I don't look at death as being real. It's just a transference of energy. It's just energy leaving one area and going to another area. And I find it kind of a beautiful thing that they all leave together. It's like, I don't know. It's like a beautiful thing. But I know that, as if you are one of the survivors, that it's a lot of pain to go through, to all of the loss. And so that's real for the people who it really affects, And even if you are, because there's somebody that go in a car wreck, and so, a whole family of 8 in a car wreck, and then one survivor. It's like, fuck, man. You imagine your whole family has died, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, and now you're just an orphan child out there. And the storyline for that, there's so many tragic storylines. So when I hear them, all going together, then it's like, oh, that's really kind of sweet. So, and I know, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people are like, oh my God, how could you think that? That is the worst thing. But why do people think death is so bad? Why are people so scared of it? I mean, we come back over and over and over and over and over. And then when you leave here, there's a lot of relief. Like, I think of just relief. And I think the things that hold the people back is them own selves, is their own things that they've done. Because this is something that I wanted to say. Yeah, this was one of the things. Was so there's a study that was done, and it was between autistic people and whatever they call it, the autistic people and the non-neurodivergent, I don't know, the typicals or whatever, the autism's against the typicals. So and in the study they gave them scenarios, and so in the scenario you could do something and you could gain like money or something, and nobody would see you, nobody would know, but it was going against your own moral, um, if you have morals, it was going against your own moral compass. And in the autistic group, nobody would go against their morals. No, they didn't care if they didn't get the money. They didn't care what they got. They wouldn't. They don't care, if nobody saw them or anything. They couldn't go against themselves, which that's me. So I don't know. I was high on the autistic thing, but I know all these labels are bullshit. And because I'm high on the attention deficit, I'm high on all the neurodivergent things, which to me, it's because I'm connected to this other side, which I believe, a lot of these other ones are connected to, it's not like something broken in them. They're just souls that are connected into something different, and to a different realm, into a different state of being. So it's a state of consciousness. In the other ones, the typicals, they all, they were all like, hell yeah, they didn't give a shit. And as long as nobody saw them, and that's what always gets me. And what do I always say? It's like, people think that they can get away with things because nobody saw, but you're seen all the time. the universe is always watching. And this is another thing too, because I hear these spiritual people all the time. They're like, I just saw one the other day or yesterday, and she's like, oh yeah, you've just got the universe tripping out, man. They're all watching you, and they can't even believe it. That would be like nature to not know what's going to happen. Nature knows what's going to happen before it's going to happen. And the universe knows what's going to happen before it's going to happen. You're not tripping out the universe. The universe isn't shocked by you. Your guides aren't surprised by what you've done. No, it's like so opposite of what they say. It's like your guides are trying to help you. Like they're kind of trying to cushion the blows. So they try and give you direction. They try and, whisper in your ears and give you guidance and help you along your path. But they know what the path is. The story is written. It's destiny. And so the story's written. You're always going to do what you're going to do. And the watchers, what is watching is not, like, what are they going to do next? Whoa, what's going to happen next? It's not like that. They just watch it play out. They watch because there's things that come out, like your emotions and stuff. It's like watching. It's okay. Okay. So it's kind of like knowing how a watch works, knowing how a clock works. But then it's like taking the face off of it and watching the mechanisms, watching how it works. That's all it is. They're just watching how it works. They know how it works. They know what's going to happen, but they are watching how it works. So and you're not surprising anybody by what you do. And you always have people watching. Your higher self is watching you. And it's so weird how these people think, oh, nobody's watching. I can get away with this. I can get away with that. Which right now, there's these videos going around of these whacked out kids, man. People, I mean, this is the thing about, we got broken parents, broken people raising kids. Like, this is our society. We got to do better. We have got to do better. We cannot go out and think that we can fix our own wounds by marrying somebody and having the perfect guy, and then you're going out and helping him, find kids. And then you have people who think, well, they're going to have kids and that they're going to have the love that they've always looked for through their kids. No, your kids are a separate being. They're here on their own separate journey, and they're going to push every single one of your buttons. And it's not at all like what people think. But so there's a couple of videos. So one of them was these little black kids. There's 3 of them, and they all look like around the same age, and they have bags with them, and they go up to a door. I couldn't tell what the door was. I couldn't tell, like, are they at school? Are they at a business? Where are they? What are they doing? But they are kicking it. They're cussing. The mouths on these kids, like, I cuss, but oh my God, to watch 9 and 10-year-olds cuss like that, it is like, God, the lack of manners now is like, don't even give a shit. Just, and they're beating on these doors saying, we're going to break them. You better fucking open this fucking place right fucking now. It's time to open and all this shit. Like, they're going fucking crazy. And I don't know, it seems like their mom's in the car or something. And she sent them. They were sent to do this. And so the mom is using the kids to do this, and then she has them all like, I mean, she's raising these kids to, I don't know, be little thugs, be little fucking gangsters or something. And so that video I saw where somebody was talking about, like, fuck, man. Then another one. So it's the same kids. So this must be the same situation. They get into the store. So it's a Walgreens. And they go in and then they fill their bags. So they fill their bags stealing. So the moms sent the 3 little kids in to steal from the Walgreens, and then they get busted, and they lock them in the store. It turns into fucking chaos, and so the whole thing with these moms raising this kids to do this. This cannot be the only mom. There'd be other ones, that they, you know, teaching your kids to be full of hate and resentment and bitter. And so this other one is a mall. It's a little white girl, a little blonde girl. She's 10 years old. People have been fucking sharing this video. So she's in a store stealing, and she steals something. Well, some women tell on her. So she gets busted. The security guy comes and says, hey, give us that back, and takes the thing from her. The little girl gets so fucking pissed. I don't know, I guess she goes down the escalator. She's pissed. And then she sees the women up there talking and laughing about it or something. And so she gets so pissed, she walks up the down escalator. She just barrels up this escalator and gets up there. She goes over these women and starts pulling their hair and fighting them. She just starts brawling these women. And then, of course, they aren't hitting her or anything. She's fucking hitting them and yanking their hair and shit. And she stomps off. It's like, what in the world? Oh my God, our society has fucking gone wacky. And it was another one, because there was another one too. So those little kids, oh, yeah, the woman, and this is a Mexican woman. So it's in all different groups. This Mexican woman, she starts planning, how's her kid and her, she's involved in planning one of these at the school. So, and she gets all the stuff. She goes and buys all the AMMO, gets the weapon, gets all the stuff, and then planning it out, mapping it out, and everything with her kid to send him out to do this at the school. It's just, to me, it just keeps exposing how broken our society is. Our society is so broken. Like, people are such wrecks, and people are so disconnected from their souls. And people are saying that today on the 4th, I don't know, we're going to hear it all month. It's going to be like every couple days, all month long, that shit's about to go. And I think there's something with the scientists too, with the Ring of Fire and the big volcano and the earthquake and all this stuff. And they're saying, that this is going to go. And so they're saying that California is about to go. And you have all these people like, get out of California, it's about to go. Which is going to be the whole West Coast. Once it starts going, it's going to be just like boom, 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 boom. And I still don't know, I'm sure there'll be some big disasters, because like that one bad tsunami, it like killed 140,000 people at once. And some of these places are so populated, and millions and millions of people. I don't even know how many people live in Seattle, in LA, in San Francisco. A lot of people on the Oregon coast. So all these different places, because it's going to go up into Vancouver, like, I don't know, British Columbia, like all along the whole coast. It's going to change the whole coastline. And so once it starts going, if there's not going to be like some big disasters that come, and then the water will just keep raising and raising and raising. So, but when this big water tragedy thing happens over here, it's supposed to, the water is going to go in like 100 miles. So, but I don't know how high the water is going to be for that whole 100 miles. But the coastline is going to keep changing. So even if it's like 6 feet deep or something, like, it's manageable. But, and also that's going to be, sharks and stuff coming in. They're all going crazy because all of the stuff going on in the waters. You got fucking whales banking themselves all over the place. You got so many weird things going on. So just it's so much weird shit's going on. It's like, but it's all of this change. It's all the change that's going to happen. It's this cosmic reset. It's the end of a era. It's the end of the way things were. And so everything is going to keep coming up to the surface, the truth of the control. And, the Holy Book is it was put out to control the people. It just trips me out, man. And that's another thing when I go today. It's going to be that. that music, it's just like a cult music. It's like you have to have it being said all nonstop, nonstop. Holy man, we praise you, praise the Lord. The Lord is here for us. Praise, praise. It's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then it's, oh God, oh fuck. So it's just like, I don't know, if it's like their soul tries to tell them like, don't listen to that or something, but it's like, no, you gotta listen, you gotta be, you gotta be on the right side of God or you're gonna burn in hell. So I don't know, because I'm not in that. I don't know how it works, but it's weird. Any of the things you go to the thrift store, that's the Christian thrift store, it's just like on the whole fucking time, the whole fucking time, everywhere. But it's like, man, I don't know. I guess it maybe gives them peace. It's taking a piece of their mind, but it gives them peace of mind or something. I don't know. But it's just weird because it's like the biggest cult there is. It's like a cult. It's like it's an organization that is feeding off of you and using you and indoctrinating you, and I don't know. It's, to me, it's like all you gotta do is go internal, go inside, and you'll start getting the messages, to connect inside you. But they're all connecting outside of them, and all, I don't know. But like I said, it's this battle royale from the beginning of time. This realm was based on it, and it's been the battle going back and forth between control and freedom, control and freedom. And the people want freedom, but the control is always there, always taking, taking, taking. And it's gonna play. You think of the same thing as like the GNOSTIS, the C, that, the Gnostic group, that group being the spiritual. And so the spiritual group, which doesn't need a label, which people don't understand. Then you have the control group, and that has labels. And so, but the basis of the energies is, one is based on learning to love yourself and love everybody and be accepting, be forgiving, and live right by nature, understand everything is alive, and all those kind of concepts. All the other is about control and dominance, and so that is, the two are gonna it's going to, it just seems to me, like I said before, it seems to me that something's going to happen. And I don't know if it's going to be, the water comes in and a huge disaster, a lot of people get killed, and how it's handled. And that is what gets people to see, like, oh, he's not the bad guy, he's there to help us. Or if it's going to be money, if it's going to be land, I don't know. But something is going to get these people to see what they don't see. And what they're going to see when they see it is their own hate, all the hate, their divisive side. So they're going to see their own hate. That's the time of mirrors. That's what is being, this is all the precursor to, it's like they're all setting out their dishes. They're all getting ready for this time of mirrors. So the thing happens, and there's this moment of relief, but then all of a sudden, all they see is themselves and all of the hate that they've been spewing, all of their divisive parts of them. And that's the time of mirrors. That's the healing. That's the awakening. And so and it seems to me that the one group is so stuck on, we're right, you're wrong, we're right, you're wrong. We've got the Holy Spirit on our side, you're a bunch of flakes. And so when the people begin to heal and awaken, and they go in the direction towards, away from this control factor towards the freedom of self, then that triggers. And that is where the two, that's the end, that's where it ends. It's like that's where it ends. And then it seems that the control factor leaves, and then the light wins, and then the light becomes the heaven on earth, the where everything starts becoming peace. There's peace on earth because there's no more conflicting, fighting for our freedom. We get it. This is the battle towards our freedom. So that's how I see it playing out on the biblical scale of change, on the cosmic turning of events. So it has these things that have to play out, and everything is going to keep coming to the surface. And there's lots of players. There's lots of players and parts being played. And you have a lot of people in the spiritual community that are just lost because it has so much to do with your ego. And so that's why you got to watch out. I mean, some of them think like you're tricking the universe. It's like, you guys you need to learn more about spirituality. You need to go more on your own journey and stop trying to be the teacher when you still need to be the learner. You need to go out and learn more so that you have more information. They just, they get like a little bit of information, and then it's like, you got to go out and live it. You got to go out and experience it. And, but because there's a big factor to fate and destiny. There isn't the chaos that they all believe. The universe is not chaos, even though the universe is all these different things. So you have a lot of records spinning, a lot of realities and realms, and a lot of things going on. But you, depending on your vibration and how you maneuver through that, and raising your vibration is coming into yourself. So you have to pull out of all of the control factors. When you're down in the lower vibrations, then it's like we're in these bubbles, in these containments, because it's like that energy has to be contained because it doesn't fit into the other realms. And so it's like containments. That's why we're like in this bubble, but that's why everything is changing in our skies and stuff, which the sun is really being weird. It's so fucking bright. And but it's like I'll go out and it's like it's not tanning anymore or something. I don't know. There's something weird. But that's supposed to be a whole thing as this goes, is the sun gets, in the ancient prophecy or something, the sun gets brighter and brighter and brighter. It goes from orange to yellow to white, gets brighter and brighter and brighter until it like goes off. And I think that's the solar flash. But if that is, like, fuck, the solar flash doesn't happen until this other stuff happens, and it doesn't happen until 2027. Like, man, how bright is it going to get? It's going to be like where we can't even go outside. Which there's a weird storm in Peru, which I wouldn't go outside. And I don't know if it's a sandstorm that they never have there, like in Saudi Arabia or whatever, where they have these sandstorms that come in. And so something happened there where they say it's like the sky's on fire. Everything looks orange, and it's thick. Everything's thick, and it's burning their eyes, burning their throats. People are still going outside, and they're trying to cover their faces and stuff, but there's no getting away from it. And if stuff, like I think, you need to go inside and cover your windows. Get out of this stuff, like the toxins and stuff that are out there. And it's so weird because I can be, just sitting here sometimes, and all of a sudden something will burn my eyes or something will burn my throat. So these particles that are out into the skies and stuff, they travel around, move around, and get hit with these. I can't think of what else it could be, but some kind of toxin or something. And then the way everybody, just keeps getting sick and sick and sick. It's just like one sickness after another. And a lot of it has to do with its environmental. And I saw this video of this guy, which I thought he made such good points. And so he was a Russian guy, and he said, "You guys think you're so free over there in America, and you fight and fight and fight for your right to bear arms, but you have no freedom. You're being poisoned all the time. Your food is poisoned. He's going through all the things that we have, and see, that's where the people don't fight for what's important. They fight to bear arms. They fight for. It's like, oh, we need real change. We need the corporations to take the freeways you created and get the fuck out of here. We need them, and they're going, like they're meeting their maker one way or another. Like, this is not the time to be a CEO. If you're a CEO, you may want to quit your job, but it's going to follow you because you're involved in crimes against, it's going to be a big thing. And so anything that you're doing that is overtaking another soul without their permission is bad news, which that's a whole thing too about this meat. There's so many people going off on that meat thing because there's so many people who totally believe in just eat meat, just eat meat. Like there's a girl whose kid had some diagnosis, real bad thing, where she wasn't supposed to live to past 2 or whatever, and she had to be on all these different things. So anyways, they pulled free from that, and they just started giving her like bone broth and some things, and she started getting better. And so she's got very restricted diet, but it does have to do with meat. But there's a whole thing about eating death, eating decay, and eating it when it in fear, and it goes into the fear goes into the meat, and then people are consuming it. But the meat's going to get way worse than that. It's going to become, people are going to find out that they've been eating, homeless people. They've been eating all sorts of people. They've eaten all sorts of, it's not just like scared cows. Which there's also been an elephant attack on a person, and they killed it. And but it was somebody who, because elephants don't forget, they know, like, you fucked them over, and whatever this guy did, I don't know what he did, but it was against the elephants, and they stomped him to death as soon as they got access to him. There was another one, this was a couple years ago. This one went and tracked down this person, went and found him in their home and stomped him to death. They don't fucking fuck around. But there was one with cows now, these cows. And it was a bunch of tourists. These tourists were out there going up. I don't know what they were doing to these big, not just regular cows. I think those really big ones. I don't know if they went horns or whatever, but they were big, a certain kind of cow. And the cows started stomping them and kicking them and doing stuff. It's like animals are sick of this shit. Like they're fucking done with this shit. And I mean, there's shark attacks all the time. There's whale. I saw a whale. I don't know if it was attacking this boat or what the fuck was going on. There's so much weird shit going on. It just is. It's in a person's personal life, it would be something that would be to their own existence. Like, I don't know what with the boat and the whale and the boat. I don't know. Because then people were saying, well, why weren't they turning off the motor? I don't know if they injured the whale, but the whale started hitting into the boat and was tipping it over. I think somebody fell out of the boat into the water. And the whale goes, and then people were saying the whale was crying or something. I don't even know, man. It's just all this stuff is just going to keep going and going and going. But they would have a personal thing. It's not, that's why you have to be in observation, kind of. You just got to observe as the things happen, because there's personal stories that are playing out all over the place. So it's, and, I don't know, whatever, anything that people are involved in, it's all your own storyline. It's your own thing you're here to experience. So, I don't know. And it's like, it's not like ahead of time, and that's why you have guides that are there to kind of cushion the blow as you go through life, is because you don't know what to expect. Even when you can see, even when I can see, and I can see ahead, I don't see everything that happens to get there. I can see, just like I was shown, my story of where I'm supposed to be, but it doesn't show you the way to get there. That's why I say it's a dark path. You can see, oh, I'm supposed to be there. Well, how do I get there? And you start trying to go, and then you have resistance, you have obstacles, and that's where your guides are there to help you cushion the blow, to keep you motivated, to keep you going, to try and help you make sense of the things happening, because you can't see all the little things. So you don't know, there's lots of people who are in places that have no idea what's to come. And things are gonna just keep getting worse and worse and worse by all appearances, even though the worse and worse and worse is to take us to the end, to turn us the other direction. So everything is an illusion. It seems like it's the worst, 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 but it's going to flip and turn us into the best thing that. So, anyways, and who knows when? I'm just like, when are these med beds even in existence at this point? Like, when are these things going to start being? When are things going to start going? Like, even if it's not for everybody, even if everybody doesn't get it, those of us who do, those of us who want it, well, when are we going to start having it? It's like something's got to give. So, well, I don't know, just all these people saying August is significant with the alignments of these pretend stars and planets out there. So, fuck if I know. I swear to God, I just can't even believe we're in the middle of 2025 and it's still going. I swear to God, I really, really, really thought when I started this that I was late to the game. I thought, oh man, I'm so late. Jeez, maybe I'll get 6 months or something. This is fucking 5 years. So, fuck, dude. I have no idea. Um, things take a lot longer. Like when you can see something, it seems like, well, there couldn't be that much time in between. Jesus Christ. When I woke up, it's been 10 motherfucking years. It's like, Jesus Christ, I can't even believe it. It's been 15 years since I got my brain injury. I got that in February of 09. And it's like, oh my God, I just can't believe how. And then I woke up and 2015 was my dark night. And then, so first 2 years after the brain injury, that was a hard thing. And then I was just having to even, I don't know, survive. And then 2011 started more hell. I was when I was reaching my very bottom. I was in 09 still when I met him, number 4. And I had just got rid of number 3. Met number 4. So I was already in my down spiral. I was already heading down. How far is she going? I don't even see her anymore. And then sometimes I'll look back at myself and it's like, geez. But that's when I was spiraling down, going towards rock bottom. And then 2015 is when I hit it and I had to face myself. And that's when I went through my dark night. And then 2016 was when I started waking up. 2017 was when I was triggered with my where I was headed. 2019 I started trying to take baby steps. I couldn't do it. So 2021 was when I really started going on my path. And that's where I thought, like, oh, I'm so late. And no, my God, 2025 is halfway over. It's like, oh my God, this is crazy. Oh yeah, and I put the beef tallow stuff on my face this morning, and I can still smell it. It still is like, but that's also used in an animal. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say, because the animals are not saying, oh, here, please use me, eat me, kill me. So see, that's bad karma. We're going and killing things and stuff. So I don't know, just taking its tallow and putting it on my face is no, it's not good. Nothing. This whole world, it's like I'm entangled with the cows. You know, Stella's having it probably will be kind of a break to just go and be out of here for a couple hours, because the crying, it tears me up. Her whining and stuff, it makes me sick. I get really tense. I get really nauseous. It's like I don't know what to do. I seriously just don't even know what to do. I try and try everything and all this stuff, and that's where it's just like, come on with the med beds, because they have the ones for the dogs. And that dogs should be able to live for 20 years or something. That one lived for 30 years. Like, they're making their lifespans short on purpose. the food that most people give them is poison. It's like, so anyways, that would make me so happy if I got an email today like, oh, guess what? Come on down to your redemption center. Let's get you in these med beds. I'd be like, hell yeah. And maybe, there's something supposedly the people who are going in them at first can't tell. They have to kind of disappear for a while. So if it disappeared for a while, she's in a med bed. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'm just way on the back of the list. I don't know. Who knows? They definitely hold my videos back. And there's more coming up, more and more with the censorship stuff, where they're going to start. You have to give ID in order to go on social media, and Soros wants to buy every radio station. Oh man, I just will be so glad when people see. We have to quit playing all this fucking, guess what else? Look what they're doing now. It's like, I'm so fucking sick of it. So, anyways, my hair. See if that's working. And then my eye, it had that big breakout thing. And I just kept putting aloe vera and castor oil. And now it's kind of calmed down again, but I can still feel the ridge. So it's not completely gone. And then, but the big spot in my eye is gone. But it's almost like a translucent kind of float. Like the floater thing is way gone too. There's one, but sometimes I feel like there's still like spectacle. There's still, like if you went in and you took a place where a bunch of worms were and you blew it, and then all the little particles. So I feel like there's like particles, but I'm just going to keep on taking things to dry it up and, heal. I'm doing the lutein, a whole bunch of things, because moringa is another thing. Like if you got problems with your eyes, there's people say take moringa. Well, I take moringa every day too. So, and the lutein, and then the black seed oil, which I swear to God, if you got anything wrong with your eyes, try black seed oil for a while. I swear to God, it's magical. It dries up the fluids or the mucus or whatever, because all that stuff goes to try and heal the whatever's going on in there. And so when it dries it up, then it causes a problem, because the stuff can grow. It's just like how mold can grow in it's so weird when you talk about the body being real. So weird. Which there's another thing too with now on the implant. I'm so glad I have my explant, but the implants have mold. There's people who have mold growing inside their body, inside their pretend body, inside their avatar body, inside their hologram. There is mold growing in and around the fucking implants. Anybody who has those things, it's like, get them out, man. I'm so happy I did. And so, anyways, all this stuff goes. My focus is just going to continue being what I say, and so, but I'm not going to tell people where you have to focus, because I don't know. You got to go listen to your own self. You got to listen to your higher self, not listen to mine. Mine just says, go figure out how to love everybody. Learn how to love everybody. Learn how to love yourself. That's the primary thing. You can't love everybody until you love yourself. You can't love anybody until you love yourself. And we have a whole fucking society going out who hates themselves and just drawing everybody else in, trying to find love outside of themselves. It starts with you. You have to learn how to love yourself. Otherwise, you're just going to climb up a waterfall. Nothing's going to go right. It's the vibration. You got to bring your vibration up, and you do it through learning how to love yourself. Then you can learn how to love everybody, and you can learn how to have the day you want. So, anyways, that's what I have to say about it, and we'll talk about it again tomorrow. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.